I'm exhausted. Oh yeah.
Avada Kedavra!
This is nerve-wracking, dude.
What are you talking about?
Kicking my ass. It's probably around 2 o'clock and this side's done.
Construction's not easy, and we want to give you a real taste of what it's like.
Oh yeah. Show me what you got.
What's up, Green Building Network? Welcome to episode 35 of our historic Reno vlog. If you're still with us, congratulations, it's been a journey. In this series, we're taking an 1800s historically designated townhome in the center of Philadelphia and totally renovating it.
To appreciate things like this much more.
This home's gone about 50 years without any serious maintenance or construction, and we show you everything. Getting rid of the knob and tube, asbestos remediation, major structural repairs done because of pretty nasty water intrusion. We're working with the city, we're working with engineers, our neighbors, and giving you a deep dive into what it takes to bring a construction project from paper into real life. If you haven't seen the series so far, I'll put a link right up there so you can start from the very beginning. If you've been with us for a little bit, you know that we've been doing sequential vlogs. So every week represents 5 to 7 days of construction, and we did this in the most linear way possible. One day we might be doing demolition, a little bit of touch-up framing, our temporary outlets, pretty much giving you an honest, real interpretation of what construction looks like in these older homes. It's not as sequential as plumbing, then HVAC, then electric, insulation, then drywall, then prime and paint the ceilings, then put on your floors, then put on your, it doesn't work like that. There's always changes that we have to account for, and we've done our best to represent that. So this is the last regular episode of the project. We're gonna close you through and get you right through the punch list in this episode. 6 weeks of details and progress and just a really condensed version of getting the project across the finish line. Stay tuned, guys. Like, subscribe, drop some comments. Next video in the series is gonna be a time lapse. We're gonna take all the footage we have. It's about 300 gigabytes of footage, and we're gonna compress it and give you a full walkthrough of the project. You can just speed through and see how much work, but actually how relatively quickly this all goes. So I'm so excited to make that one, guys. Finally, we have John, our videographer, coming through. He's gonna do a professionally shot walkthrough of this project. We're gonna talk about all the details. We're gonna show you the railings. We're gonna show you, just where the countertop meets. We're gonna show you the unlacquered brass. You're gonna see everything in 4K, maybe 5K. I don't even know if we're at 6K yet, but you're gonna see everything. I cannot wait for you to see that episode. So in the meantime, let's jump into it, guys. We've got a lot of ground to cover, and yeah, stay tuned.
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
So there's a saying in construction, and it goes something like, don't worry, the painter's gonna fix that. We really put that to the test with Chris Montgomery and his team, and he took it like a total gentleman. There's a misconception that reusing trim is gonna save some money. That couldn't be further from the truth. So each piece of trim, if you look at the door casing, it has so much character in it, but it requires so much prep to clean it, scrape it, stabilize it, reinstall it, make sure it butts up closely to the new flooring. You're really spending 4 to 5 times more than if you were just get a new stick of wood and pay your demo guy to throw it away. There is an upside to reusing old trim. It's akin to vinyl versus MP3. There's something so much more intentional about sitting down, pouring yourself a glass of scotch, dumping the day's stresses away. Even when that needle hits the vinyl, you hear it. You hear the softness to it. You hear the little dust caught in there. It's all part of the experience, and it's something you can't really replicate. That's what we're going for. Someone walks in this house, they're gonna see, wow, this is not new construction. This is a house that's been somewhat preserved. And for us, it's always a battle. Do we dip and strip everything? Do we varnish it? Do we use purified linseed and beeswax for everything? Or do we use a latex-based paint? So we have to balance our budget versus our expectations versus how much time we actually have versus who's gonna actually perceive this. And it's scale. It's like fighting the Rubik's Cube that always fights back. This house, we tried to keep as much of the original character, and Chris Montgomery and the painting team really made that possible.
A pirate walks into a bar with the top of the steering wheel for a pirate ship sticking out of the top of his pants.
Stop walking close to me.
Bartender's like, what's up with the steering wheel sticking out of the top of your pants? He goes, arr, it's driving me nuts. So this is a nut driver, and we're gonna be using it to send these.
Sleeve anchor, tightened by Simpson for good measure.
So one of the last big projects we had left to do was the book Nook. Now we had our cabinet makers custom build out a piece using stock cabinets. One of the big problems we ran into here is that's an atypical space, and the pieces that we're using are stock pieces that we're custom installing. So there was a lot of field fabrication that had to be done. We had to go around things that were already installed. We had to go into, there was already crown molding in the ceiling. We had to add a new crown molding with a different profile into that. So you'll see kind of where we had fun with some of the parts, because there was definitely some fun to be had, and you'll see where we ran into some of the issues on the install. The hardest part is that we were shipped prefabricated boxes that needed to be sequentially built into a space that is not, there's no 90-degree angle in there. We had to custom cut valances, which was very nerve-wracking. We only had the exact amount that we needed. And while we're doing this, we also needed to account for the electrical work that was going to be going into that also. So making sure the holes were drilled, making sure the wires were run. I would have had that crown molding up before we got that low voltage through. We used a lot of different techniques of anchoring our cabinets into those walls. Donkey Kong could try and rip those things out, and I don't think he'd have a very good time doing that. Ultimately, I don't know, did we nail it? Stay tuned, check it out.
All right, well, we have started up on our cabinet install. Amongst other things going on the job site or with the job in general. Maybe we'll get into that later in this video. We are trying to keep it real with you guys, but for right now, we're just gonna keep it to the cabinets. The cabinets are very nice, but that does require a lot of field work to be done. Trying to communicate with the cabinet builders, we are figuring out what is the most important information to start with. So what is our boss? What is going to dictate everything, right? One of the bosses is going to be the space in this cavity here. These are only 11 inches. The cabinets on the other side are going to be 12 inches and still have to be furred out. The space that we are working within inside of this cased opening here does not match up to the window, so we can't really use the center point of the windows as our boss. First thing we've done here is connect all of these, what will be the bench cabinets. Pretty easy to get a 2x4 in between there. There's a finished piece that goes over that. Really, it's just a lot of work. And while we're doing this, we're also managing a couple other things. So we'll get to that stuff later. If I have nothing else to talk about this week, you'll hear about it Otherwise, I'll get back to work. We're running out for a couple of other supplies. I'll leave it there.
Big day, guys. I'm back on site. Adrian's been killing it for the last month or so. I've been stuck on the back end, making sure the books line up. Brought the newest member of the team, Jordan. Finish line, finish line, finish line. It's what they say. The last 10% takes 90% of the time, and that couldn't feel more true right now. Paint looks amazing. Powder room's going here. We're gonna do everything we can to save this old plaster molding, all the old wood details, the chair rails. And right now, we are building this custom bookshelf, bench, cabinet. Adrian, what are we doing?
Well, we're pretty simply just installing some custom bookshelves into this little nook here in the front of the house.
Why are you using silicone?
Because we don't want to have visible holes in our toe kick. That thing's huge.
Thing's massive.
Carpenter bee.
Yeah, it came to help.
It's actually a finished carpenter bee.
Thing's enormous, dude.
Yeah, it's huge.
We use silicone for a lot of veneered panels just because it sticks really, 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 really well. Even the nicest liquid nails, heavy duty stuff, it doesn't form that suction that silicone gives. So if you think we're a hack, plural, if you think we're hacks, put it in the comments. Till then, Adrian's got his little purse.
Suction gun.
Yeah, this is one of those things you see at the front desk of a hardware store, and we're trying it out. I have my doubts about it still. I don't know how to loosen it up so it doesn't just keep pushing out silicone. It looks cool. I feel like I'm in GoldenEye, one of the those little guns. But besides that, are you going slap?
Slappers, odd job.
Odd job slaps.
Odd job kneeling, slappers only.
Okay, well, that says more about you than it does about anything else. If you're
Yeah, we play.
playing odd job in GoldenEye.
Yeah, it says we play to win. Day 2 of installing these bookshelf custom bench nook area, and this has been a pain. Brandon just pointed out, just turned out the lights, looks a lot better. But in all seriousness, it's not too bad. I'm not used to installing cabinets against masonry. It looks like the most climbable cabinet in the world. The homeowners have a young boy, eventually the not so young boy. I would climb all the way if I was a kid, so we're gonna make sure this doesn't fall out. Sleeve anchors are one of the best things for unreinforced masonry, aka brick, especially old soft brick. That's not going anywhere. We'll attach these together, and then we'll get some more masonry anchors on the top so that if kids climb on this, it's not going anywhere. Getting these kind of details and these reveals consistent. We have a very limited stock of this finished veneer that matches everything else. So we're gonna make a bench for this, and we've been pretty good with our cuts, so I think we have enough to make a little back for the bench too, to make it look like a full piece of furniture. And this is kind of the theme of the project, is especially of late, everything gets moved around. So everything's in the kitchen and this living room area. Ooh. Ooh.
I look better in the light.
It's weird these clients went with these green floors. Color drenching and wallpaper. Love dark trim. And this needs another coat of paint on it. But already, this room is awesome. You look really cool backlit. This project has been kicking our ass. It is not an easy job. And it's tricky because it's not like a full gut reno. We're still trying to save some of these architectural elements, like this incredible wall, which took 20 man hours to get back, looking just not perfect enough. You know, we still have stuff like this seam. It's been there for 200 years. You know, we can mess around with Bondo and sandpaper, but it also kind of tells a story.
It's a different house than when we started. I'll tell you that much. It's wild.
Captain's log, it's Thursday, and we're pretty much playing musical chairs around here. Unfortunately, we have to build these bookshelves in the same space that the painters are painting, and it's moving, but there's a lot of boxes, so
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
these guys really are they are making it work. They are.
Yes, we are. I'm trying.
Yeah, we're working in close quarters today, but the vibe's been pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been
Always good vibes.
yeah, always good vibes, keeping each other entertained over here. Listen to some music. Driving each other crazy a little bit. Driving me nuts. There might be a murder by the end of the day. It is.
Hey, there will.
It is Philadelphia after all. But things are coming together. It's looking awesome down here. The paint's looking great. The cabinets are also coming together. And yeah, that's it. That's the update for now. Talk to you guys later.
We're not cabinet builders, we're not fine carpenters, but we do fine carpentry. At least okay carpentry, sometimes. We're gonna be working on the kitchen today. Jamar's coming later today to set our range. I'm gonna be installing the dishwasher, toe kicks, panel systems, prepping for handles to go in, setting the vent hood. Lights will pop up. The electricians are finishing up tomorrow. We got the mirrors mounted. And one of the coolest transformations, LVP flooring getting installed today. We went with LVP because it's thin, it's durable. When any moisture finds its way through the slab, the integrated vapor barrier and foam is gonna do its thing.
This is one of the biggest problems of this house. This is old asbestos insulation.
Right now, we got some punching out to do.
TV is on the wall. This wall fucking sucks. The real wall is like an inch behind it. This handrail, very difficult also, will be finished being installed after this radius stair gets fixed, because right now it's too shallow. We're getting there.
Something we've been kicking to the back of the list has been addressing this roof deck. So if you guys remember, we had some major structural issues. We weren't supposed to do any outside work. We had to rip up this roof deck, which was in relatively great condition. We really didn't want to add the scope or the expense or the time to this project. We didn't have a choice. We pulled up all the deck boards, and until about a week ago, we had no real plans about how to get it back into use. This is where having great trade partners like Demo Solutions really saves our butt. Steve and his crew came in, they actually brought all the material down, they took their truck, they went to C&R Building Supply, brought all the deck boards, loaded them up. That way we could keep knocking out the punch list, and by noon, we were able to start screwing down deck boards. First things first, we had a couple things below the deck that we are, you still watching? There was a couple things below the deck we needed to address. Our plumbing vent stack never got extended, so we get to play plumber for a little bit. So pretty straightforward. We had some pipe straps. We glued some PVC pipes together, made sure they didn't leak. It's the twist that really gets it. Once we got the vent stack extended, we pretty much just ran boards. We started this at 12 p.m. and we finished by about 4:30 or 5, which was probably the quickest, most efficient use of our time this project has ever seen. So we were able to do this a couple ways. We had 3 people. We had a cut man, we had a placement man, and we had a drill guy. One thing that made this work was having the right tools. We used our Simpson Quick Drive with a DeWalt battery-powered drill, and that really saved our back, saved our time. We were able to find the right screws locally, so we used epoxy-coated deck screws, which was great to find locally. We did not plan ahead for that. We normally use this for subfloor, but having the right tools is everything. And if you care about that stuff, we have a sister channel called 2-Minute Tool Reviews. Welcome to 2-Minute Tool Reviews. We're talking about some of the tools in our arsenal and if they're worth buying or not. We have a bunch of great reviews, some tools, some short form content. Check it out right up there. Like, subscribe. You've seen how slow we are, guys. You see how inefficient we are, how much we get murdered by the details. Please follow us, please like, please subscribe. Just let the video play in the background. Get that average view duration up. Come on, guys. So bottom line is, in one day, thanks to having the right tools and the right trade partners, we were able to get this deck installed, put back together, and give the clients their outdoor space back.
Great. Welcome back for what very well may be the last installment of this vlog series. And it's bittersweet, but all good things need to come to an end, and this one should have come to an end 3 weeks ago?
Weeks ago.
Yeah. So, what do we have left to do? So here's a fun way you at home can spruce up your living space, is if you have a return vent that's shiny metal, and you can see that through the vent, using a matte black spray paint inside of there is really going to help make that disappear. Cool little weekend warrior project. Thumbs up if that helps.
This is nerve-wracking, dude. Perfectly centered it's gotta be. Diamond bit, if this skips once, we're done for. Andre and Wagner's not gonna come back too many times. This thing's actually not too bad.
I'm going to start here so it overlaps the door. Also going to overlap the medicine cabinet and one full piece here. Come around. The inconspicuous spot to end would be behind the door in the corner if necessary.
I don't like this hammer bar nonsense here.
Because this is what every craftsman loves. When the client is up their butt watching them do stuff.
This all had to go away and get epoxied in. Still has to get welded in place. Hopefully that'll stiffen it up a little bit.
Holy smokes. Wow. It's hard to show on camera.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. So you just saw Methins, who came through there, our glass company and supply. They install our shower glass doors. Can't wait to see what they do.
Punch list.
Someone is ripping ass.
Yeah.
Hope it's not our plumbing pipes. I don't think it is. So right now I am going to mount this dishwasher permanently. Bring this mounting tab forward a little bit. We have the handles on site so I can install the panel for the panel ready dishwasher, and that's gonna really tie this place together. Hopefully we get Jamar in today to run our Street 90, a shutoff valve, and a most important thing for any inspector, you can kind of see it down there, anti-tip bracket. So on page 14 of 92, it's the Pro Harmony 36-inch, 2 3/16 of an inch for the tip plate. But that's the kind of precision that we need on these higher end appliances. It's just gonna have butts kicked by the details. I've yet to see an inspector pull a tape measure, but I do see them check every single anti-tip bracket on every single range that we install. It's like one of the actual life and safety things, especially if you have young kids, which maybe I will one day really soon. It's so if a kid climbs the door, it doesn't tip the whole range over on them. Oh my God, look at our basement.
Yeah. It's the only working method down here.
Smells kind of like farts.
Things are moving. Give a shout out to the Green Building Army. Look,
What's up, Green Building Army?
these guys might not be on camera all the time, but without them, this project would be crawling at a snail's pace.
A billion different responsibilities.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Behind every great company is a great Brazilian.
We have two.
We have a Brazilian of them.
Insert Brazilian part.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, it's all good. Early bird gets the funky kick.
That's true. Yeah, I love something.
All right, we'll be back. There's more coming.
What's the point of this whole vlog that we're doing?
So Adrian's asking a really important question that we should touch on week 10. What's the point of this blog? It's to show you what goes into construction. It's not what it looks like on some of those TV networks. I don't want to say the name that rhymes with Hitchmeet Yivi because I would love to have a show in there one day. What up? This is just to show the construction. It's not like a 45-minute process. It's not meeting with an architect and then 2 months later you have a house. There's a million different decisions. In a perfect world, it's demolition, masonry, framing, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, insulation, drywall, trim carpentry, tile, flooring, paint, prime, move in, finishes. That sounds great. It's great when you can make like a little Gantt chart and it works out, but in older houses especially, stuff like this pops up. I am inside one of our change orders that is actually an old toilet. Stuff like that pops up. Dealing with neighbors. Well, guys, it's not a Saturday until the neighbors threaten to call L9 on you. Dealing with parking, dealing with everything else. Construction's not easy, and we want to give you a real taste of what it's like. So we learned in the field, and we try to share as much as what we picked up. And we're also learning every day too. No 2 days are the same. So we want to share that. We want to provide like a community, a forum for anyone to ask any questions, give any advice. If there's a better way to do it, drop it in the comments. We are not above learning new things. So short answer, just to share the process. Long answer, just to share the process. Go Birds.
Jamar's downstairs. He's singing, and then he'll do, oh, O'Reilly. So you can get the commercials.